Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching our video presentation. We are from Group Force. My name is Novi Ariska. Before that, I will introduce my group members, Surya Elangga, Dina Dwi Anggraini, Rika Agustina, and Novi Ariska. Okay, today we would like to present about ethics and corporate social responsibility. Okay, the first slide about introduction and conceptual foundation. How should we live? So, we aim at happiness or at knowledge, virtue, or the creation of beautiful objects. If we choose happiness, will it be our own or the happiness of all? What are our obligations to the other creatures with who we share this planet and to the generation of humans who will come after us? Ethics deal with such question at all levels. Its subject consists of the fundamental issue of practical decision making, and its major concerns include the nature of ultimate value and the standard by which human action can be judged right or wrong. Okay, moving on to about conceptual foundation. In order to understand the conceptual foundation of a business, it is necessary to understand the goals of the organization. Is the singular goals to make profit, or is it to produce a product or service for a customer, whether or not it recognized by those in the business? The purpose of a business is to provide a product or service to someone, and from this profit may arise. Deming felt strongly that if the prime motivation of an organization was toward satisfying the customer, profit would result. The converse is not true. There are countless businesses who failed to service despite achieving a high level of profit shortly before their demise.
Saya Dina Dwi Anggraini akan menjelaskan tentang ethical models. Number one, egoism. Egoism is the concept that individuals should always seek the greatest personal benefit regardless of the consequence for others. It is a central tenet of many economic theories that this is how humans are programmed to behave, leading to the concept of Homo economicus, where individuals always seek to optimize their personal economic outcome in every situation. Number two, formalism. Formalism comes from the work of philosophy such as Kant, and hold that there are certain of the natural law of ethics, that this law can be certainly defined and applied in all circumstances. There is no room for interpretation. Number three, relativism. The relativism tradition suggests that morals are not absolute but are rooted in the tradition, value, or participant of individual or group. Okay, next slide. Number four, utilitarianism. Based on the idea of John Stuart Mill, among of other, utilitarianism is the idea that the best course of action is the one that creates the most benefit for the greatest number of people. This makes sense as an abstract concept, but as with most moral philosophy, it is complicated to apply. Number five, ethics in practice. Particularly organizations, and especially these which are profit-oriented, will adopt a combination model on certain issues that will take a formalist approach. Murdering rival make fit well into this category. Okay, next slide, ethic and communication. Effective ethical behavior requires effective communication of the principle of the approach, but in further requires effective and honest communication about decision and incident in order to allow for ethical behavior to be the norm. There are some issues which need to be considered. Number one, the concept of single cause. Number two, the concept of multiple cause. Number three, degrees of freedom. Four, multiple responsibility. Five, passing the buck. Number six, communication. Seven, empowerment. Eight, organization. Nine, the manager roles.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rika Agustina. I will explain about slide 7. Benefit and risks of ethical behavior. Number 1. Benefit. Treating staff ethically can lead to extend loyalty, increased motivations, and associated benefit. Number 2. Ethical behavior in respect of the environment lead to avoidance of costs such as those incurred by BP in the Deepwater Horizon spill. Point 3. Ethical behavior in terms of social issue and in respect of the communities within an organizations comes into contracts and also lead to beneficial impact on consumers' perceptions and purchase decisions. And the last, number 4, perhaps the greatest, if intangible, benefit of ethical behavior is the feeling of being proud of how you have behaved. Being able to look at yourself in the mirror is valuable. Moving on to slide 8. Cost of ethical behavior. The cost of ethical behavior are opportunity costs incurred by not avoiding cleaning up costs, by offering better than and condition to worker, and by losing business due to refusing to give bribes or excessive cost of production. Slide 9. Creating an ethical environment. Make statement of principle. Tell people what is acceptable and what is not. Nail your ethical color to the mass and what is not. Reiterate them at every opportunity. Number 1. Model and behavior. The principal senior official must behave with integrity and act in the spirit of the declarations. Number 2. Develop processes. To support the principle, make it as easy as possible to follow the rule and uncomfortable to break them. And the last, number 3, support appropriate behavior. Celebrate good practice. Make heroes of those who, despite temptations and pressure, stick to the principle. Provide research and support to deliver result to ethical.
Baiklah, saya Surya Erlangga akan menjelaskan tentang Corporate Social Responsibility. Nah, itu merupakan tanggung jawab sosial perusahaan atau CSR. Adalah perilaku etis di tingkat perusahaan. Ini adalah upaya untuk memastikan bahwa pertimbangan sosial, ekonomi, dan lingkungan dipertimbangkan dan seimbang di seluruh aktivitas organisasi. Dikutip dalam Smith 2004, William Clay Ford Jr. mengatakan tentang CSR, saya percaya perbedaan antara perusahaan yang baik dan yang hebat adalah perusahaan yang baik memberikan produk dan layanan yang sangat baik. Sebuah perusahaan yang hebat memberikan produk dan layanan yang sangat baik dan berusaha untuk menjadikan dunia tempat yang lebih baik. Selanjutnya, summary untuk presentasi hari ini adalah etika dan total quality management terkait erat. Inti dari keduanya terletak pada rasa hormat terhadap individu, integritas, kesopanan, dan keadilan. Perilaku bisnis yang etis mengarah pada manfaat berwujud dan tidak berwujud, seperti biaya. Namun, organisasi etis lebih kaya secara budaya serta memiliki dasar yang kuat untuk keuntungan jangka panjang yang tidak dibangun di atas eksploitasi orang atau sumber daya alam yang tidak semestinya. Baiklah, itulah presentasi dari kelompok kami. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.